There was a point in my life where I would feel like I'm just living for the sake of living. I would come home from school, watch anime, play computer games, take endless naps, and the whole cycle pretty much repeats to the point where I feel like I'm just existing. I would try to do some productive stuff like reading books every now and then, get my workouts in, but even so, I still feel like something is missing in my life. Even if I were to turn to degenerate stuff like scrolling endless amount of TikToks, I still feel uneasy and often wonder if that's all there is to life. However, there are definitely certain tipping points in my life that I've experienced after that made me happy to just be alive, that I'm actually living and not just existing, and I would love to share it with you. Here's the first one. Find a sport that you enjoy and actually be good at it. I know there are a ton of hobbies out there, such as playing a musical instrument, knitting, or magic tricks, but throughout my entire life, there has never been a single instance where sports did not come into the picture. And here's the thing, the magic of sports doesn't lie in the sport itself, but the very fact that you can enjoy it with your friends and family and have fun. I remember different groups of friends will often invite me for sports such as badminton, basketball, football, or go out for a run. There has never been a single time where I did not enjoy myself while keeping myself fit, which is pretty much the beauty of sports. And I'm not gonna lie, it's one thing to participate in it, but a completely different experience when you are actually good at it. I recently got into playing some badminton with my friends, but I was completely trash at it compared to them. I could not smash the shuttlecock even if my life depends on it. I still enjoyed playing with them, but well, not that fun if you're constantly the black hole in the team. But don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong being bad at something. After all of us didn't start off being really good at something right off the bat. That 1 or 2 times that you go and play casual bowling or whatever with your friends after some drinks is definitely okay being really casual about it, since it's just a hangout session. And I'm sure you would have enjoyed it a lot nevertheless. When you start to play a certain sport regularly, it then becomes a totally different experience when you are actually good at it. You would start watching more YouTube videos on how to improve yourself. You start to practice more in your own free time alone, and pretty much go down the rabbit hole of doing everything you can to become better. This journey of improving your skills would give you an inexplicable kind of excitement and passion to look forward to each day. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, being obsessed about something, finding out everything you can about it, and practicing it as much as possible just to become better than you were before. If you play MMORPG games, you would 100% know what this feeling is like. But in this case, it's real life. Being good at it, and most importantly, being humble, allows you to take on a role that has people depending on you. And once in a while, frankly speaking, it's nice being counted on for something. And if you're in a position that has never been good at something, to finally be exceptional at it gives you an indescribable kind of boost in your self-esteem, making you more confident and happy. I'm still improving a little on my badminton skills, but in sports like running, a really small part of me feels excited for a challenge when someone asks me out for a run, and it did make me look forward to life. This next tip that I have is a little bit controversial, but hear me out. It may sound a little general at first, but it's much more than that. Don't be afraid to try and experience new things, especially when you're young. There are a lot of things that you may think you're able to do even when you're much older, but frankly speaking, only realistically done when you're young. You may think that you can solo travel regardless of age, which is something I highly recommend everyone to experience at least once in their life. But in reality, you'll probably be tied down with responsibilities or health issues when you get much older if you procrastinate. You may think that school overseas internship or exchange program is a waste of money, but you wouldn't actually know until you actually did it. I had my best and fondest memories created when I was in China for an overseas internship. I was this close to not submitting the forms to go because I was feeling pretty lazy that night, but I was so glad that I did it. And here's the slightly controversial tip that I have that you should take with a grain of salt. I'm a very open-minded person, and I know there are all sorts of people out there. If you're the kind that enjoys meeting and dating new people, the best time to do it is literally in your teens or in your early 20s. Don't be afraid to make mistakes and experience rejections. Those mistakes and rejections could become funny stories that you can share in years to come. Afraid to ask that pretty girl or guy out? Just ask them out, because even if you do get rejected, it's at least better to say that you are rejected by a good-looking person, because you could say that it would be a given. But if you do get accepted, you'll be glad that you tried. You miss 100% of the shots that you didn't take. Just experience and make as much mistakes as you can. You are still young. Never tried going to clubs yet? Just try it at least once. I'm not telling you to engage in debauchery, but just have an open mind and experience it just for the heck of it. But most importantly, be smart about it and don't go overboard and be a true degenerate. Life is all about experimenting anyways, and that's what makes life fun and exciting. But just do it in the right way. There's way more that I would love to share, but here's one that I feel will be the most important one of them all, and that is to have a purpose. It doesn't have to be huge and grand like solving global warming, but can be something as simple as being a content creator, get your YouTube channel monetized, achieve the aesthetic body you have always wanted, be rich, or whatever it is. Just find something that you can work towards and charge at it like a madman. I don't know how much I need to say in order to put across this point, but life is indeed so much more fulfilling when you have something to work towards to. Not having anything is basically the main reason why you feel like you are just existing. Progressing on this YouTube channel of mine gives me a certain excitement outside of my day job. I don't feel like I'm just working at my day job just to feed myself and my family. I have something else to look forward to in life, and on top of that, creating content that you guys can find value from and enjoy makes my life feel fulfilling. I don't feel like I'm just rotting away like a degenerate after work. It's just like driving to a certain location. Driving aimlessly could be fun at first, but after a while, that feeling of being lost and directionless makes you feel uncomfortable and uneasy. Having a general direction to go allows you to enjoy the journey more, knowing that there's something at the end of it waiting for you. That's what's actually going to make your everyday life sick.